So this question looks like an island question. So by island, I mean that we have this equation here that is floating on top of the passage versus having an equation integrated into the passage. So this equation says 2.5b plus 5r equals 80. Usually whenever I have an island question, I immediately go and graph the equation or enter the equation into DESMOS. I'm going to do that same thing here, except I'm going to replace b with x, and I'm going to replace r with y, right? There's no need for me to add the letters b and r into DESMOS. I can just replace those variables with something more friendly for DESMOS, and just keep in mind that whatever b is equal to, I'm setting that equal to x, and whatever r is equal to, I'm setting that equal to y. So the question here looks like it's going to be a translate word problem question as well as island. So I'll say this is a TWP plus island question. So let's make sure we understand what the word problem is saying. It says the given equation describes the relationship between the number of birds, b, so again for me, my number of birds will be x, and the number of reptiles, r, so again for me, my number of reptiles will be y, that can be cared for at a pet care business on a given day. If the business cares for 16 reptiles on a given day. So what is that telling you? That's telling me, this sentence is telling me that r is equal to 16. Well, again, because I've already made I have already replaced r with y in DESMOS, I'm going to look for y equals 16. So if the business cares for 16 reptiles on a given day, how many birds, right? So how many birds will be b question mark. But again, because I've replaced b with x, this becomes x equals question mark. How many birds can it care for on this day? Let's check out DESMOS. So here you can see that I've input the equation, replacing b with x and r with y. You can see I've highlighted the x and y intercepts, and the y-intercept here, which is 16, is representative of the number of reptiles that the store cared for. So on that particular day, there were 0 birds, right? Because we have this point. We have this point xy, where when y equals 16, x is equal to 0. We know that for our equation, or for our word problem, y is representative of reptiles and x is representative of birds. So that's our answer. If we're caring for 16 reptiles, then that must mean there were 0 birds cared for on that same day. And therefore the answer here is choice